Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're back with Theron and Rylea, and
One too many rounds with the new pants machine.
Yeah. I think I've been sitting inside of the new normal raid series. I think it must be like 35 times today. And I've gotten one token drop.
Yeah, that is no good.
So I'm feeling a bit punch drunk. But last night I felt like a god.
yeah, that is worth telling.
So I go in. It's the last round of the fourth tier, or the fourth instance of the first tier. And the entire group apparently failed their saving throw because when Wicked Thunder pulled out her cannon and started the back and forth, the first one, by the end of it, the only ones left standing were me and a tank. That was fun.
You and the tank were smart.
Oh, by the way, I was doing this as Scholar.
Yes.
I actually successfully plastered everybody up a couple of different times that run. I used the LB3. I was on my game.
You needed to be.
We did it in one pull, and I walked away with like 7 comps, and I felt like godly. And then proceeded to faceplant the next instance I rolled.
Oh no. Really? You didn't mention that part.
It was the night of it. I was either in God mode or in fail mode. There was no in between. Well, shall we go?
It would be nice if they'd show Sunaraku actually just goofing up sometime.
Oh, you know he will.
It has not been written in yet.
So, okay, we need to head to the downdrifts.
Oh, right.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason why I was having drinks. To forget, and I forgot until you reminded me. Thanks.
You're welcome. Don't know if I'm quite chilling with this new top. It's not a bad top.
Yeah, it is not bad.
It's trying to be a long coat with cape vibes.
Or a cape with long coat vibes.
No. Green is just not Theron's color.
And it's not dyeable.
It is not dyeable. But yeah, I am like one token short of finishing off gearing Sam in the latest raid gear, or normal raid gear.
Yeah.
And I just can't get that last tome done.
Yeah,
I've been rolling 5s and 10s all day. I rolled 175 and someone beat it.
Yeah. Well, I've been on the receiving end of that.
Oh, is Patch doing well with his rolls? Or is this Mark?
Yeah. This is Patch. Mark doesn't do that well with his rolls ever. You tell him, okay, you know, the ship's on fire. We just did the check. You took a point of damage. Fire continues. Now you need to roll to see if the ship, you know, explodes. Don't roll a 9. He rolls a 9.
Boom!
Twice in a row. I don't blame the Turks for cutting and running after that one.
Yeah.
But patch tonight, we're noting, okay, contrary to the normal, these very clunky tickets have to roll for bog every time they enter an orchard hex.
Okay, we're back in Heritage.
Yeah, and we're looking for the way up.
Search for a way to the upper floor. Past all the cages and the medical rooms.
Red light on in this one. But the bog wasn't actually that big of a deal. Oh, there's Gulul Jah.
Hello, Gulul Jah. What'd you find?
What happened to the people here? Did they all leave? Or did we already meet them?
I fear
mostly
the latter.
column B, but I'm hoping for a little bit of column A.
Alfie?
To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zoral Jah so absolute? Or maybe they were just furries.
People do strange things for power.
Yeah, before talking to, I'll say.
Ah, there's Graha.
Because that's also, because that's also next to where we're going. Yes, Graha. I wonder what Big Luke would make of this research into transferring souls.
I think she would be interested. Ah, there's Cryo.
Interested and horrified.
Interested in the science, horrified at the method.
Yeah.
The researchers likely moved between upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. Look. It makes me angry to think about what they did here. Yeah.
Door's trying to come down and isn't quite,
There's a
yet.
cart in the way.
Yes, there is. But I find the bit of motion interesting.
I think we need to go back and...
Corner. See if there's anyone there. Nope.
No one in the corner.
No.
And no one at this nurse's desk.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
we can get behind the nurse's
bogs-
desk.
The bogs didn't turn out to be much. It was minimal odds, so roll a 12 and the tank bogs. But there was a bunch of rolls to be made, and it was like 9s and 10s, and there's an 8, you know. All these nice high rolls that don't mean anything because they're not high enough. And then later he had 2 back-to-back 2s on good fire attacks. There went a squad and a half.
Okay, Alice. It won't open, and I don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find a key. Wrought iron gates.
Pretend we're playing Doom and look for the red key. A lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. A security panel is nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. Yes, find the red key, I know. Which way do we want to check first?
Let's check where we came from first, over by the cells.
Right. Excuse you.
Yeah, excuse me. Mangled corpse.
Check all the rooms. I haven't found that one yet.
A journal lies next to the body.
I was transferred to Yawata station in order to train the villagers in the use of electric technology. While a child can quickly learn to operate common contraptions, it will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skill to develop new weapons, ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, 2 of my pupils have demonstrated great aptitude in the field. Kanaluka, the village chief, and Tishil Ja, a field chirurgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that, before long, they will be able to carry out their duties without further instruction, and I may be relieved of my duty. You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Closed. Too small.
Nothing.
Another corpse.
The red room.
And nothing in here that I see.
Yeah. Small wheelchair.
Nothing.
I still want to 5-finger discount that wheelchair.
Yeah.
I will note that the talk circle is gone here.
Yes, yes. Okay then.
Checking with Gulul.
Ah,
Same.
okay. Here we go.
Hold on.
Yep, past Swook.
Not surprised, honestly.
Didn't see anything else.
Test subject journal.
You're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write good, yes? I am good. Very good.
Oh dear.
Getting hard to control strength. Today, a bit offhand of feeder. Cannot help it so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. Am eater must eat.
Oh
You find
dear.
nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. And this... here we go.
Behind the nurse's station. Effectively.
Yeah. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper. And find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate.
That is not good.
No. I wonder what he was transferred to.
Yeah.
I think I maybe rather not know.
You found the key? Great. I'll call the others. It seems the key can be used to operate this lift as well. Up we go. Hello, Doodles!
Hey, Doodles. I'm not sure I liked that noise. Sure that was supposed to be the elevator, but I'm not sure I like that noise.
Yeah, well. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Veligamanda.
All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies.
The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Gulu Ja's mother.
I think I could use this terminal. Shale taught me how. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tashil Ja. It brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tashil Ja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Technically. The chances that the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all.
Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it.
Agreed.
Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. Someone thought ahead and brought along a USB drive. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone.
If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for both of us.
If not so fruitful for the local landscape.
Well, actually, it was fruitful in that regard too, because we took care of a
Yes.
Tral Vidrol before.
But there's a big hole in there.
Well, that wasn't our fault. Think of what it would have done and gotten worse if we hadn't intervened.
I know.
Alfie?
I'll not soon forget our visit to that facility. It was a troubling reminder of the depravity that can arise from the belief that souls are simply a resource to be exploited.
I admit the Tral Vidrol gave me a fright at first, but then I remembered who felled the mighty Veligamanda. It seems safe to say my brother returned to Uwatuata for the Tral Vidrol and wanted its power, no matter the cost. I'm glad we could find what we sought in that abandoned facility.
Usta is really good at driving the hover cargo. I wonder if I can learn how to drive it too. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale.
So she technically was the head researcher. Yeah, I'm not happy about that research. You should not be using souls as a resource. Hello, backdoorman. Show us on in. Graha?
Field is here. The data will be in good hands with Shale.
I've been thinking, it may behoove us to learn how to use the various devices found throughout Alexandria. Better late than never, after all. I don't know if I like the cost that goes with them.
Well, remember, a lot of the devices are just pure electrope.
Yeah. From what
the number of technologically advanced civilizations whose devices we need to learn how to use is kind of scary.
I still want to play with my G-Warrior, dang it. Hey, we built that ourselves. That was not from any other outside source. From what I can see, things haven't changed much since the funeral. People are still listless like before.
You found information on Gulul Cha's mother. You lot never cease to amaze. Having now spent some time in these Hershey environs, I feel I have a better understanding of how much a steadying presence Sveen was to her people.
Gulul Ja had no trouble keeping up during the outing. He really is his father's son.
It was Shale who gave me the storage device before we left. She said that we'd probably need it, and we did!
Hold on a sec. Checking with Gnault.
It's not gonna change.
Nope. He's still bitchy about the Rodian Consortium. That's his problem. Welcome back. Gulul Ja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need some time before processing everything.
In that case, Alice and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people.
Aye, their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Actually, Alice, I have a job for you.
Uh-oh.
Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Really? Really? You're not gonna... You know, there's a kid with an aether imbalance that you can...
Oh, yeah.
Cryo, why are you looking at me? I suspect the Alexandrians' plight reminds Alphino and Alice of the Garleans. Little wonder they feel compelled to assist in any way they can.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I met some members of Oblivion on my way back here. They themselves were returning after having paid their respects to Sphene.
Decrypting files isn't the hard part. It's when the number of digits in a password is unknown that the long nights begin. Yeah.
I'll stay here with Shale. There's a lot I can learn just from watching her.
He's going to be a little tech head when he grows up. Our share of friends concern. It's not surprising that the Alexandrians are having difficulty coping with their grief, but still.
Guidance of the Hetso. Geode's concern is writ plain upon his face. Alisei isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Thrall, ones with no elders to care for.
Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliolao. My brother is doing all he can to see the Zactoral Railroad restored to operation, so that the people may come again and go more frequently. Or more freely. Sorry, I'm still hurting from all my raids this afternoon. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, the tracks only goes so far as the Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary.
Well, if you can restore the rest of the track to the old station. Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service?
Well, we kind of did a number on the train. I couldn't say.
More.
When I left for this visit, Koana seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shell's working on the data, we could go see the state of it for ourselves. To Shalani Station then. I'll make sure to keep Koana informed. Geode?
Let us know if there's good news concerning the railroad. We can disseminate it through our network and hopefully put some minds at ease. Galul?
Yeah.
Say hello to Koana for me.
I will. You'll have plenty of time while I work on this. Trust me.
Should we tell the bar out front to deliver like a couple of gallons of coffee? I would be astonished if they were able to restore railroad service so quickly. The locomotive was nigh obliterated in its collision with the dome.
Thank you!
Yeah, we're gonna be using a new locomotive, I'm sure.
Raha and I will keep an eye on things here in your absence. Okay, we're off. We're very off tonight, I'm sorry.
Melancholy? Coffee. Lots of it, to the back room, and keep it coming.
Actually, no, what they want is gamer subs.
I'm not doing that to anyone.
Yes, off to see a choo-choo that we broke badly. Maybe we can borrow one of them
All
from the
in a good
Garleans, but
cause.
how would they ship it?
Yeah, the shipping would be beyond current capabilities.
Thump.
Excuse you.
But yeah, there's enough people here suffering from aether imbalance that LSA can make a real dent of things. If they would let us do that.
Hopefully they'll come back to that little plot bit later.
I hope
Might
so
not be
too.
until next patch though at this rate.
Boo! And we really gotta do something about this dome.
Yeah. I am thinking that getting the third leg of the triad in, a good source of water aether, might do a lot. Oh, wait, hold on, go back and land.
Hunt target?
Yes. One of two. Well, here we go. Another volunteer.
Thud.
Okay.
Feel better now?
I feel nuttier.
Don't let Nutsy hear you. We'll be in real trouble that way. And back in Shalani.
Really?
He doesn't like you much.
That was on you.
Didn't like me much
It's
either.
just the aggroing at that distance and in the air was surprising. Into the town and not over at the station.
Well, this is where the main railhouse workers are.
Where
Administrators.
the workers are, but I kind of figured we'd be stopping by the station, inspecting the works.
Luke? I filled Koana in. He asked that we continue to support the Alexandrians as best we can. Operations are still suspended, but we're trying to remain optimistic. It's good to see you looking well yourselves.
Vow of Resolve. And Riley and Theron to boot. What can I do for you? Do you for?
We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot.
I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, scratch the on his way.
Hey, Koana. Ah!
Well, that's a new outfit.
Oh, I am not going to do that second one. That's just cruel.
The only problem is it doesn't go quite as far as it should. It should be, did our fussy little bun finally outgrow his old clothes? And yeah, I'm totally going there. Little bun finally outgrows old clothes.
Looking good, Aaronville. I am not going there. I'm not that cruel.
Stop that. As you well know, my previous attire was that of a gleaner. I have chosen a different path. It was time for a change. You still have a mighty backpack.
As the guildship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. You haven't heard about the railroad, too?
It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamatier has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all our other considerations, but now we're back to our original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mewahetsuan. That is, the Ronique. Though the Hetsaro that follow them were none too pleased about their Hetsaro being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronique will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks.
And I suppose we just can't blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid Ronique's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place.
Ronique's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mewahetsuan for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear what the Hetsaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Wato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsaro encampment if you like. I'm sorry, Aaronville. That backpack says they can take you out of the Gleaners, but they can't take the Gleaner out of you.
Yes, yes.
Was that really called for a rift?
Quay! It's only recently that the Runique changed their grazing patterns. They didn't stay so close to the tracks before.
For now, we'll continue work on the silent locomotive as planned. Here's hoping that whatever you come up with won't require a total overhaul. And of course, this isn't the only place that there's been changes with the wildlife. They kind of hinted at some of it, but it did certainly get sidetracked by the dome.
There's the station.
Still nothing on that turntable.
Quana?
As committed as the Hetzaru are to tradition, they are amenable to the unfamiliar, or so I am told.
To think all this can be packed up in a moment's notice to follow wherever the Ronique lead.
Our prior visit to the Hetzaru was also on relevant business. Pray they do not take us for train enthusiasts. Yes, heaven forbid that you should be considered a train enthusiast.
Geppetto?
That's Quana, a vow of reason, is it not? I can scarce believe it. Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mewa Hetsoan? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Dawntrail Railroad. You too have noted the Ronique's unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Geppetto, has been looking into this matter. Geppetto? Normally, we'd expect the Ronique to keep their favored grounds nearby for a while yet. And despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Parionanan and Yawatane. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward, towards your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetzaru would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzaru descent. My parents traveled with the Ronique as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. Chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stall keeper in Tulialo's markets, and that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I'd already been in the palace some time when Lamaki came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her.
And you have been.
Mm-hmm. Above and beyond the call of duty. Truly, I've never heard of the Ronique choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hitsaru willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the Runique's current behavior.
Yeah.
It's the type of thing that'll appeal to him.
Yes.
A
He
good
is
mental
logical
puzzle.
to a fault.
As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hitsaru may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Ronique and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hitsaru culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am, doing it correctly.
I think we can cover that. Then it's settled. You'll learn more about the Ronique and we'll have a look around the plains. And perhaps, in the process, we'll find the answers we seek. You're with me, fussy little bun-bun.
Hi, Live.
Hello, Live. Koana?
Knowledge of the culture I was born into is from written accounts alone, and few of them at that.
That tends to be the way of native tribes.
It will be a joy to share our traditions with the new Dawn servants, as we once did with Gulul Jaja. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor.
All in a day's work.
I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Now, introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. I'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned.
Radio. Shepetto? No, Shepetto. Reft is being, busybody.
Work. Truth be told, we don't get many visitors keen to learn about our way of life. Anyone around here will tell you whatever you want to know, and then some.
Lato?
It will be a joy to share our traditions with the new Dawn servant. Yeah, he has not changed.
Okay. Guess we're starting over here. With the playful Hitsaru. Ah, you're learning about the Hitsaru way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrive at them myself. Ahem. Our Hetso provides us with something we use in our medicines, poultices, and soap to drive away pests and the substance of our fires. What is it? Is it dung? Again?
Sure.
Ooh, it sounds like there's a story there, but that's indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for unique chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. When there's need, our Hetzer will always provide. Yeah,
With her again?
Oh, sure. Yeah, in Stormblood, we had to go scouring for chips for fire kindling at some point. I know the city folk are squeamish about dung, but you can't deny generations of results. I won't ask that you march across the plains and fill a sack with it, only that you keep an open mind about our customs. Fair enough.
Thank you for that.
Keep in mind our answer. We came to it immediately because we've seen it before.
Yeah. The ones are gonna enjoy that part. Around the back of the tent? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Troubled.
This won't do. The wind will go right through it. Me without my needle and sinew.
Might I have some in these tools?
Mending kit. Box containing bone needles, sinew, scraps of hide, and other helpful mending accoutrements. Well, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronique hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry.
I want to know how they pack up and move an aetheryte.
Very, very carefully.
I mean, seriously.
I'm afraid I've finished with my task for the time being. But since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know that the Ronique or our Hetso are guides, and we travel with them through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us into fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetso must also part with half of our number. You may think it a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This, too, is the wisdom of the Hetso.
Over by the lake.
Behind the tree.
Fawn Hetso. You're here to help? Well then, why don't I show you how to care for a Ronique's coat? Go ahead, run your fingers through it. Gently now. I'm sorry, these things have seen things.
Why do you think they're headed west? As you stroke the Ronique's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled.
This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle like as not. How about this fur brush?
A sturdy brush suitable for grooming even the fluffiest of Ronique.
Fluffy! Geppetto sent a Ronique brush with you, did he? How like him. Now, just run through one patch at a time, gently.
This may take a while. You dutifully brush the Ronique until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own.
Yep. Well done. A little less excess fur, and our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. You should come back during shedding season. It's a sight to behold. But thanks to the Hetzo's prodigious coat, we never want for clothing or blankets.
Right. I think I'll skip shedding season if it got this bad outside of shedding season.
Click on the ruffled Ronique.
After admiring your work, you try and fail to brush the fur off yourself. The Ronique preens.
You're welcome. I need a shower. Though I'm not sure if the plumber would agree with that statement.
Yeah, I don't think a shower is the right solution.
We need some of that sticky cat paper.
It will be a joy to share our traditions with the new Dawn servants, as we once did with Gulu Jaja. Yeah, it was actually the same. You smell of the grass and the wind, and Ronique fur. Lots of Ronique fur. Which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. You even look the part.
He said something slightly different. You could be mistaken for one of us, if a bit on the lean side.
I have to wonder how Valquana is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand this was sincere. No, if he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it right. There he is now.
He is not a man of half measures. Looks like you made a friend.
Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronique, and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how is your own work? Have you anything to share?
Lots of fur. I'll say the first one because...
Okay. Go for it.
Well, both are true.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it. Too late.
Yeah.
Too late. Its sorrow life revolves around the Ronique, but in turn the people receive all they need. Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetzo rather than tread man-made paths, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. Mine is not the only way. though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Runique as they did to me, so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course. And regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tyrol, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetso are concerned. I'm glad to hear that, Valkoana. You're welcome among our herd anytime.
I'm gonna take the money. I've got plenty of food in my bags already.
I bet you do.
Koana?
The warmth of family. Koana appears loath to part from his Runique companion.
Those eyes! Koana, how did it go?
I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetso. They nourish the Hetsaro as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They're the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Runique are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetsaro would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Runique's once favored grazing grounds.
As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. Not just the Ronique, even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Centiraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry.
Yeah, there is something out there that's been upsetting a bunch of things. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Giant lightning domes, but they don't seem to be headed from it. Though the Hetsaro would have surely put two and two together were the cause geological, I measured the area's aether to be certain. There is indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. That would be it.
Yeah.
And 3 guesses what it is.
A large animal, perhaps?
Kind of.
Trollvadrol are large animals.
Yes. And the powerful one, like as not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior.
One of the raptors we saw looked like it had taken a bite out of its own tail by something very...
Try that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something very large fangs.
Yeah. It couldn't be a true Hetso. True Hetso. Ronique Reaver, in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another evocative one. Ronique can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Tsuru Hetso. Their scales are as tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them.
So, we going hunting?
A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronique's consternation is clear. As is our next move. We must drive this Reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. And now we know what things they have seen. Never fear. We will make certain the beast threatens you no more. Oh, really?
I see. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but before you go, could you move Rift?
Oh, sorry. Earnsville?
A powerful creature behaving unusually. Left to its devices, it may well become a Tural Vitral. We must attend to it ere that happens.
Those Ronique Reavers must have a hefty set of teeth, but I'm not worried. We've fought worse. Yeah, it's probably one of the dinosaurs.
The Ronique Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Your progress through the upcoming battle will be saved at certain points. Oh dear. It's gonna be one of those.
Yes.
Ready?
We've got half an hour.
Somewhat under, but yes. Trees.
The trees.
Yeah, you can't take the cleaner out of Erinville.
Help! Help! Oduda Hetsu is coming this way!
We didn't have to go hunting. It came hunting us.
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
You got it.
It's what we do. At least we had a little bit of warning.
haste. We must protect the Ronek.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Yep. That's all right. It would be fortunate if they ran this way. Maybe too frightened to find us.
Ah, there they are.
Uh-huh.
Woo! Look at Kona take on speed.
Uh-huh.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
It's okay, big guy. We're here to help. Snuffle.
There they go.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers.
Which way? Okay, that way.
Through the barrier that just came down.
The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind.
Oh my.
Stampede!
Oh, the hunters! Run!
There must be something.
Oh,
Come.
yeah, that's not good.
There.
These are no match for the likes of us.
In a panic. Really uncomfortable.
More are coming.
And of course, Aaronville just stands there. It's like, I'm a non-combatant. Deal with it.
All or nothing.
Oh, that's a good AoE.
Right there.
It seems that did the trick.
Go on, you fellows.
For the fodder at least. But where's...
Hello.
Look there!
impenetrable scales, and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
There! That one there! Not so fast!
Mono, what are you doing?
Even
Thinking to the
should
tank.
it cost me my life. I will save the Hetzo!
Kona, are you all right?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right. Let's finish the job.
Yes, I agree, Wook.
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
Working on it.
Open the ledge.
Oh no, is it?
Oh boy.
It totally did.
down to the chest and... You're done for! Duck stem the flow, protective impact.
Good shot.
Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Lana, you got Jim. Well, kind of nasty. Wow. There.
We did it.
Yes, we did.
The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehwa Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Vow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty.
Acting coy now.
The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
That's a good way to keep
resembling
things
that of
away.
the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again.
Again?
Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeniheta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Oof.
20 years, you say?
Lozeniheta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Rodek thunder. I ran and ran, and as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself.
Why am I giving him that look?
All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family. And now that I am Dawn's servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Yeah. Watto?
If Balquana counts us among his family, then he is part of ours. Who made felling that Suru Hetzo look easy? On behalf of the Hetzo, I thank you. We certainly got more than we bargained for when we set out to solve our railroad conundrum.
That's one way of putting it. I can't imagine how Kuana must be feeling right now. That Reaver. You don't suppose it was the same one that...
Ooh, no. Know that the Hetzo are safe is more than enough. Yet, would it be wrong to hope that, in protecting them, we also avenged my parents? It is the least I owe to them, after all this time. Elia, Theron, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn Servant, and as the oft-imperfect man beneath that mantle. Now, let us return our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the runic straying from their favorite grazing, and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves.
I approve of this plan.
Let us return to Shaolani Station and begin work on it then. Balika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution.
I'm thinking heading south and getting a beer.
Now that the Hetzo have taken to you, you'll have to come and see us again. I am pleased to have seen with my own eyes the wisdom and courage our new Dawn servants that will use to lead this nation. I wish them all the best.
I could say something, but I'm going to hold my tongue. But we shall travel south in search of Mezcal. Because Mezcal.
Right.
After the thumping I've taken today, I need Mezcal. And just for the record, from the impromptu survey I've been doing, you are totally not the only one being affected.
Eh? Oh.
By the 7 point. Yes.
Oh dear.
At
When
least
I was looking around, I wasn't seeing much.
at least one person out of every 3 raids is being hit with it. In the middle of the duty.
Oh, they've got it worse than me, since so far it has yet to ever happen in the middle of something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has not been pretty. My spatula powers are awesome.
Since, when was the last time I had a bunch of it? Saturday? And since doing the reboot from that, I haven't had any trouble. So
Well,
far.
there has been a graphics driver update and a Windows update in between then. So, maybe?
I believe after the last time around, I checked and there weren't any updates newer than the one that I got after the first round, and then I got worse stuff for that next day.
Fun stuff. Well, with that said, it is after 11. It's time for at least Rylia to poof, turn into a pumpkin.
And you turn into a punching bag again?
Yes.
And speaking of turning into things, Caradwin is on.
Yeah. So we will be back
Has
Friday.
been this entire time.
Yes, he started this afternoon. We will be back on Friday for more following MSQ, starting at 10 Pacific. Until then, be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and go enjoy